Hi, I am coming on here today to move into this season of gratitude and joy with you, and to share some insight, or to shed some light upon ways we can live with a more natural way of being, a more joyful way of being, when we can really sit with who we are and trust who we are, and let that direct our life, rather than trying to figure out our life through our mind and living through division and all of that. So I don't want to make this too long, but I like to call it natural beingness, and what I like to also think of it as a fresh heart and a simple mind. And when I mean simple mind, it means that we are living life in a way where intelligence is happening. We're always learning. Our whole body is learning all the time, but we're not necessarily trying to figure out the world through our mind anymore. That we have come to a place in our life where we are able to turn our energy towards our heart, and to really turn that up, turn that volume up, and to kind of let the ways of the mind, the ways of the ego be there, but just kind of not pay attention to them, not to give them energy, not to fuel the fire there. And I like to call it simple mind, because I think it is much like the way a child lives. Before a child goes through just years of identification and conditioning and societal control and all of that kind of stuff, before it's been really sucked in by the matrix, if you want to call it that. So children have this very simple mind, and they're learning. They're like these incredible learning sponges, but they still don't live with heavy programs of fear, of shame, of guilt, of worry, of stress. They don't have those layers in their mind there, those filters. And so I actually think when you have a simple mind, you're actually able to access intelligence, the intelligence of your heart, of your body, in a much more easy and direct way. So some tools for living with more of a simple mind is to practice meditation, to be quiet, to be with nature, and to, when you're with nature, to realize that you are not separate from nature, that you are a manifestation of the same energy that manifests the seas, the sun, the universe, the galaxies, infinity. You are that. You're not different or separate at all. So to spend time nurturing that awareness, like I said, so helping to turn the energy up on your heart, and so energy flows where attention goes. So when you can live, it's turning down the volume of the mind and turning up the attention towards who you are. And when you can, a key part of that though is trusting who you are. So you have to be willing to each day to face whatever your fears are, your worries, and to let them go, and to trust that living who you are when you turn towards that, sorry about my dog, when you turn towards that, it may seem like you're going in a place that is scary, or you're like, this won't work. I need to figure everything out. I always have. And for many of us, it doesn't work out that well for us. But we end up having a lot of stress and become depleted and somewhat destroyed, or we feel we are, when we try to live that way, that really striving, control way that our mind does. But when you live from your heart, you may feel a little bit scared, but when you turn towards that, then the pathway opens for you. The pathway of living through your heart, and really God and the universe, or whatever you want to call it, comes in, and it's the grace that pulls you along that path. But you have to be willing to let go of fears, let go of all those programs that you may have harbored over the years, and just radically, you can face them, you can process them, you can journal about them, but you want to give yourself the chance to just be. So you have to let them go. And it may be a daily practice for you. For me, it's a daily practice of letting things go, letting fears go, but at the same time, trusting who you are, that energy that was before you were born, right? That energy that is after you die, that energy that carries you in your life. That is who you are. And no amount of mental striving can figure that out. The only thing that can figure that out is when you sit with what is, and you turn your attention towards just simple beingness. So not projecting outward, not carrying the past with you, just being here and now, and falling into your heart space, a space that trusts life, a space that trusts who you are, which is really difficult for a lot of us, because we've been taught not to do that, by society, by our parents, by ourselves. We start to teach ourselves, don't trust yourself. But if you realize that life is for you, life brought you here, and the beauty of life alone, and the beauty of humans alone, of our potential, that should show you that life is beautiful, that your soul, your energy is beautiful, and you came here to do something, to share something. But it has to start with you trusting yourself. So hopefully that helped you. So this is called, I'll just call it Fresh Heart, Simple Mind. So if you want to think of that throughout your holiday season, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday, whatever you celebrate, and every day is a celebration. So thank you. And I wanted to mention that we are having a online women's group coming up called the Joy Guide, and it's for Jay and I to share about ways to live with more joy from an energetic perspective, from a perspective of practices, or not necessarily, maybe techniques, something like that, but also to hear from everyone else, from the beautiful people that will be attending, how certain things that help them to live with more joy, and we'll be journaling and doing all kinds of stuff. So It'll be really fun. It's lighthearted, but it's going to help a lot of us to become more anchored in who we are. So thank you very much, and happy Monday.